What up, people? Bunny's back. Bunny is back. We got a couple new things to test on our setup today. I like to see how these settings work. Audio, video. Behold my garage of bikes that are being worked on, as I am a mechanic. Still waiting on an engine head for the 09 there. Lovely eBay shipping issues, since no shipping company can seem to do their job. But let's get on it today. Right now I gotta head down to one of my girlfriends and drop off some of her stuff that she forgot, because all girls forget things. But it's a good excuse to take the bike. So let's not complain too much about it. Especially now that we got a new starter. Oh yeah, my bike starter died. 2013 Yamaha R1, and the starter finally died at like 42,000 miles, which pretty good amount of time. Not bad at all, really. It was pretty easy to fix too. I mean, a lot of things are easy to fix, but Yamaha fortunately makes it much easier. Unlike somebody else, Kawasaki, where they do weird stuff with the whole set of outside gears and nonsense and other things, but it's all good. As you can see, she runs perfectly. She starts beautifully. The starter I used was actually a Niche. I think that's how it's pronounced. Niche. It's some Chinese brand starter, but it was literally like $60, whereas the new ones, OEM, are like almost $200. Which I didn't feel like spending. But good review. We're gonna see how long this starter lasts. It'll be a nice reveal. If your $60 starter lasts just as long and works just as well, then that's a no-brainer. Let's see, what are we jamming on? Oh yeah, Caribbean Queen. That's right, Caribbean Queen. Are we sharing the same dream? And the hearts, they'll beat as one. You gotta get down to your 80s groove, people. Remember who you are before all this crap rap came out. Yeah, get on your side of the road, buddy. So much of that in this apartment complex, which I am moving out of here as soon as possible, because I hate this place. It is awful. We gotta go around the gate, since the gate for the exit doesn't read the bike. Alright. And the lovely construction that we have to use to go around, since they don't ever finish construction here in good old SoCal. Oh yeah, she's running healthy. Still got to get that tune though. If anyone knows a good tuner down in Southern California, please hit me up. Put it in the comments, because I really need to get a tune for this. I'd like to do a full unlock and a full tune. Oh gosh, but what to talk about today? If any of you are local to the SoCal area, today is apparently the CHP mandatory enforcement period, which is their excuse to, oh, you know what, let's talk about that. That's a perfect segue into a topic. So basically, right now, Southern California is doing this ridiculous excuse for basically just extortion for the state. Don't trust that Tesla. They be doing dumb stuff. especially Cybertrucks, whom I have never seen park correctly ever. But yeah, so anyway, back on topic. So California and CHP, particularly in California, are doing this nonsense deal, which is what, today's the 28th. So it's going to extend through the 28th. A little too bright. There we go. Just right. It's going to extend through the 28th until the 6 a.m. of the 29th. So from 6 a.m. today, 6 a.m. tomorrow, where they just basically go out in full force, utilizing your entire taxpayer budget to in turn screw you out of more money for the state, which is already just the highest taxing nonsense in, gosh, pretty much all of America. I think the only one that beats it is New York City. But so that's what they're doing. Their BS excuse is, you know, oh, we're here to crack down on unsafe drivers and make sure nobody's speeding and blah blah blah. Like, dude, everyone speeds. Like, speeding is not the issue. Speeding has never been the issue, and everyone knows it. The problem has always been the retard drivers that don't know what they're doing, you know. I mean, the way I see it is everyone drives the same freeways every day at the same times every day, and yet there's always an accident, there's always something stupid because somebody just brain farted, whether they were like distracted on their phone and they just suck at multitasking, or they just plain old suck at driving. And it's the usual suspects, you know, the Orient type of people whom are the worst drivers, and I think we've all dealt with them. But you see these people on the road every day, and they screw up the same repetitious things every day. And then we all have to deal with traffic and nonsense and just general congestion and SoCal life stuff. And then on top of that, you have all this construction always going on, which I don't know what they're working on, because all they seem to do is just add fast track lanes and make the freeways worse to try and force you to use those fast track lanes, which if you are in a state that doesn't have it, it's our tollways, basically. And California charges a stupid amount of money to use these fast track lanes, which also, fun fact, the fast track lanes are literally where all the cops camp out. That's where all the CHP sits. Like, you'll see it here when I get on the freeway. I'll show you what I'm talking about. They literally camp out in the freaking lane that you're paying extra money to be in, that's supposedly faster, so that they can ticket you because it's like closed off. You know, they got little those little freaking block offs, those little plastic sticks, those divider thingies in the freaking lane, so that you can't just like get out of the toll lane whenever you want. So they just like literally funnel you in there to ticket you. It's ridiculous. And I dude, I can't believe how bad it's getting here, because fun fact, the toll lanes aren't even owned by an American company. That money is literally, they sold our freeways off to a freaking another country. I'm not going to say who. I'd love you to go down that rabbit hole. But that money doesn't even go majoritively to California. It goes in the pockets of some private freaking entity who bought the freaking freeway. Like, you can't make this stuff up. And of course, you know, Governor Newscum is over here just selling off everything in California to every foreign entity that wants a crack at it. It's just getting so bad. It's getting so bad. But I'm personally, my stance on CHP is they shouldn't exist. Their entire model is literally just built on extortion. If CHP kept people safer, which they don't, the roads on California would look so different, but they are terrible. And you get these, you get these bootlickers like, oh yeah, all those reckless drivers and blah, blah, blah. It's like, do you really want to live in a police state where you get a freaking citation or a ticket just on your way to work that literally could just cripple you financially because the state wants more money out of you? Like, do you really want to live in a world like that? Like, I don't understand how people support these policies. Like, and it's usually the boomers that are always the brain dead bootlicker ones, you know. Oh, full faith in the system. Oh gosh, if there was more cops everywhere, everything would be perfect. Like, no, you dummy. The cops don't represent your safety. They represent Orwellian overreach of the state. Because, let's be real, there should be a group of people or a reactionary force that you can call for help, you know, especially women and stuff. All the crap going on today. Like, I'm not saying that there should be lawlessness, but I'm saying the fact that cops don't enforce a people's interest kind of law. They enforce the state interest law, which is not the same thing. I always tell people, I'll support the police when they go in and arrest all the crooked politicians, including Newsom. But until they do their job and serve the people, they are enemies of the people. They are not supporters of the people. And like, you know, everyone's, oh, well, not all cops are bad. And it's true, they're not all bad. But whether you're bad or good, it's a matter of what you enforce. It's a matter of like, okay, you get ordered to go enforce some bullcrap law that doesn't serve the public interest whatsoever. And then you're surprised, you're shocked that people are just livid and want to defund police and all this stuff, because they never say that on the news. They'll never, well, you know, maybe the problem is all the nonsense and unconstitutional crap that we're, you know, basically blackmailing these officers into performing at the beck and call of the overreach of the state, strictly for the empowerment and enrichment of the government people that are making everything worse, right? It's like, oh, well, if there wasn't cops, you know, everything would go crazy, it would be total anarchy, and, you know, nothing would be safe. And it's like, no, the state's policies are what are making things unsafe. You got people that are no business being on release, that are being let out of the jails and told, you know, go crazy. Oh, we're not going to actually punish you. Like, don't even get me started on the illegals and stuff here and all that crap that purposely create these problems. It's like, I was in the military, you know, and I went to Afghanistan. I did my deployments, all that stuff, and it was a well-known fact, and it is if you're not up to date on your politics. The U.S. government gave the Taliban power. We literally funded them and created the state that Afghanistan is in now on purpose. Like, the U.S.'s action is what allowed them to gain the footholds and take power, because we literally made it so that they could. And the same thing happens here all the time. You guys just don't realize it because most of you have never gone out of the country or really seen the full effect of U.S. policies being enacted, which I'm not an anti-American person. I'm extremely pro-American. Like, Team America, fuck yeah. Let's save the motherfucking day, yeah. But I'm about America, the constitutional America, not the corporatized vulture capitalist America, which are two very different things. So, but the point I'm making is, we see these constant state of policies enacted. There's this non-stop bureaucracy that's like, oh, let's let them flood the entire state and country with fentanyl that's causing overdoses and killing tons of people. Let's purposely give, you know, CDLs in these semis and, you know, dangerous loads and licenses to immigrants that don't even know frickin' English. Let's do all this dumb stuff, and it adds up. It adds up until you're in a state of freaking chaos. And then they say, oh, well, we need to do things like mandatory enforcement period and all this stuff with CHP. And it's like, no! We wouldn't have the problems in the first place if you served the American people's interest instead of some weird, crazy agenda that I don't even know how to begin to describe. But here we are. And then you get, the pro-cop people versus the non-cop people. And it's like, how about policy? Where's about the policy? What are we having these people waste their time enforcing? I would be all for CHP if their sole purpose, instead of to screw people out of nonsense ticket money, bullcrap registration things, and all this dumb stuff, and instead of focusing on that, they kicked people that were going slow out of the freaking fast lane. And then let's take it a step further. How about they really do a good job and they do all their focus on finding children that are being trafficked and being kidnapped and they're literally unfound right now? How about that? Why don't they devote all their resources instead to helping the kids that need it? Like, what a mind-blowing concept, right? Imagine if the entirety force of the CHP was shifted on protecting children that have been kidnapped. Oh yeah, by the way, this is the fast track. And you can see the way they have it set up, where they have these little cone thingies up, and they don't let you just like get out of the lane. In this section, the shoulder's too small, but all the cops, whenever there's enough shoulder, that's just where they sit. They just camp out there, and they just wait for people to screw that are paying extra to be in that lane. Just absolutely hilarious. The fact that anyone uses it is astounding. I mean, vote with your dollars, people. Vote with your dollars. Like, I can't stress this enough. It's such common sense. If you don't like it, stop funding it. But anyway, back to our topic here. Like, yeah, CHP, they freaking suck. The amount of resources that I've seen them waste for a zero-sum, zero gain in the name of just trying to get something out of people for the state is insane. And if we could actually put a focus on the helping of people and the interest of the people instead of the state, we'd have a very different landscape of law enforcement, And I feel bad. I feel bad for the cops. Like, how stressful must that job be because of the bullcrap the state has you risking your ass for? That's one of the reasons I could never be a cop. I was a grunt. I was an infantry guy during Operation Enduring Freedom of Afghanistan, and like my patience grew really thin for the Afghanis. Not a lot of them did not. Oh, look, there's a piggy right there, freaking CHP. But a lot of them did not have ill intent. Most of these people are just trying to survive, But you deal with so many dummies and just downright stupid people that you start to get really irate and short-tempered with them. Like when they show a cop and he like flips out on somebody, I can understand where they're coming from. I don't think it's right. I think there was a conscientious sense of self that you knew that you were going to be pissed off. You knew you were going to be like frustrated with people, so you made sure to put yourself in check, so that you didn't go off the handle and you didn't do dumb stuff. And it's like the cops just don't. And it's what it comes down to at the end of the day is training. The cops are trained like crap. The amount of training we get as military personnel makes the cops look like Boy Scouts. And it shows, we were trained to an intensely higher, unimaginably extreme degree of being able to cope and function in stress that you could not imagine. And the cops are just not. Their training is laughable at best. And then you put these people with a gun and a badge out there, and what do you think's going to happen? So it's like a perfect storm. And it just, but I'll say once again, I'll really reiterate this point that I want to drive home, is that we're telling these people in uniform to go and enforce things that they have no business enforcing. Like, whose side, to any law enforcement that's in this watching this video, you know, put your 2 cents in. How do you feel about it when the state tells you to go enforce some bull crap that might potentially get you killed? Because you might run into that one wacko who doesn't want to put up with it and just pulls a gun on you instead of just being like, here's my ID or something. Like, how does that make you feel, you know? Why do you people conform to these things? Why do the cops participate in it? Why don't they ever just go, you know what? No, we're not doing that. We're not enforcing it. It doesn't serve the interests of the people. It doesn't serve the Constitution. It is clearly a form of extortion and money grabbing on behest of the state. So I really, really would love the feedback from law enforcement here as to what goes through their mind when they put on their uniform and go to work and know that they're expected to perform a duty where they have to enforce a bunch of nonsense, you know? Because I've had good run-ins with police as of late, but before, they were not good. Like, I had some real opinions about it because of the type of officers I have dealt with in the past that really put a bad taste in my mouth. And it's like, how do people expect a society to function when you have law enforcement operating as they do? And I mean, the lawsuits have to add up. You know, you see it every day when you open your phone. So-and-so officer violates so-and-so's rights, and then, you know, there's a $10 million settlement and all this. Like, this stuff has to add up, and that also comes out of the taxpayer pocket. So I please give your 2 cents. I want to see a good discussion in the comments. Put that comment below, because I want to know from the horse's mouth what the hell you guys are thinking. But that's my 2 cents. That's my gripe. I could rant all day about it, but I really want to focus and enjoy this ride. So let's get some ASMR for the R1. Wow, that right lane is wide open. Oh, never mind. Oh, no, it's a really good lane change there, lady. Here. Oh, it's that Ducati, I think. What is that? A little BMW. A little BMW putt-putt. window till you see the light. Take me home tonight. 80s people. We need 80s music. That would have been a much better ride without all that traffic. Ugh, makes the hands go numb. The R1 wants to go fast. Ooh, a pontoon. A pontoon. Yeah, that's a good thing. Hell yeah, another R1 life up in here, people. See if he'll follow suit. What's that wheelie, son? If you didn't know, I'm really good at wheelies. Just thought I'd put that out there. You know. Send me the panties in the mail. It's all good. Oh shit. Electric Avenue. Gotta rock on to Electric Avenue, and then we take it higher. You can't not have a good time on a bike, people. Come on. Rock down to Electric Avenue, and then we take it higher. I am on Electric Avenue, people. Hell yeah. If they give you that 2 fingers, man, you give them back. Show some love. We're all on 2 wheels here. We take it higher. Oh shit, son. Rock the Casbah. You can't knock it down. You can't knock it down with the Clash, people. Come on. I was thinking on the boogie, man. You had to let that rock that drop. Down the oil down the desert way. Has been shaken to the top. The Sheiky drove his Cadillac. With a cruising down the bill. The boys up at the stand-in. On the radiator grill. Shari don't like it. Rock the Casbah, rock the Casbah. Shari don't like it. Rock the Casbah, rock the Casbah. I order of the prophet. If you guys don't know, this song is about peace in the Middle East. When he says, Shari don't like it, he's talking about Sharia law. Because it's really strict. So he's talking about it, do a bunch of stuff that Sharia law would otherwise not approve of. Well, we're here.